A gray and cloudy evening here at the Cardinals Sports Complex, but the rain has stopped, and we are ready for a little boys lacrosse. It's the season opener for the Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids squad as they host the Anoka Tornadoes. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above, and a good matchup for the Catbirds to get started, facing a team in Andover that they were able to beat last year and is already off to a slow 0-2 start on the season.
Yeah, and Andover knows that too, obviously, and they want to get the little revenge back from the loss a year ago. But the Catbirds, they're with this their first game. They'll see what they have and how they can implement their systems.
Andover able to win the draw and start on offense. Right side, Rockwell Seymour plays it down below to Cole Jensen. As they work it on that right side, back up top for Jacob Pearson. Pearson pressured along the edge by Silavong. Plays it back, kind of skipped away from Bryce Weingartner. Weingartner able to recover. Trent Burke retreating, but there to meet him with a little push. Hacked at by Silavong, plays it down the right side, now gets it back. And they'll bring it back to the left side, back up top to Burke. Good passing possession for the Huskies, not putting a lot of effort into getting there, and a great effort there by the netminder, Tommy Skamstad. When the shot went wide, he hustled to the back line to make sure that they got the possession for the home squad.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a set play where a teammate was supposed to be where more a little closer to inside the net or close to the circle.
Foul called, a little bit of a cross check there by Nathan Beberg. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids works it down the left side. Owen Spencer, one of the four Catbird captains. Second leading scorer on the squad last season. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, the second year of their co-op, and they return their top four scorers. Spencer lost the handle as he went to shoot, able to come back and scoop it back up.
Trying to get a little redemption there because he had a good opportunity, just the ball did not stay in his cross.
Henry Leff, the junior captain, weaving through, takes the shot and scores. And Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids on the board first.
The Catbirds open the scoring here, just like the Cardinals did in the girls' game before, but just a nice little jump shot into the net, and then I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it. Breaks out a little bit of the gritty. I like it.
If I knew he was going to hit that, I would stayed wider.
We do that. We do the gritty right after we're done with sports night. Right on the desk.
Only
it's
when it's a good show.
Yeah. We'll get there one day.
So it's been.
Are you saying we haven't done it yet?
It's been a while. Once a season, if we're lucky.
Break out the gritty.
Andover able to regain possession, get down and set things up. Bubba Weichel plays it back up top for Weingartner. And now Zach Dicken, right side for Seymour, back up top. Weingartner, left side for Cole Jensen. Into the middle, nice hit. That disrupts things. Weingartner got it back, though, and fires it past the keeper to even the score.
Again, that ball just loose in front of the net. He does a great job of scooping it up and putting it in the back. We'll see it again, just a bit of a scrum there, and then you see the ball come loose, and he's able to get it and fire it into the back of the net.
Jacob Pearson and I apologize, I'm looking at the wrong one. Tremaine Davis and Trent Burke facing it off. Burke able to kick it and scoop it for the Catbirds. Hacked at, lost the handle, scooped up there by Jacob Harkis. Loose ball again. Swept along, will run out of bounds, and it'll be Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids ball. Running with it is David Jeebley. Moves it ahead for Owen Spencer. Long run. Great pass and a fired shot that misses wide for Blake Lewick. But in position to maintain possession. Lewick, number 29, one you'll want to keep your eyes on. He's one of those Cardinal captains. Big senior class for the Catbirds. I called them Cardinals. It will happen again, I promise you. But 51 goals last season for Blake Lewick. Pretty impressive hockey player as well. We saw him in the contest this winter against the Cardinals, and he had a couple of goals. Lewick dips, shoots, scores.
Again, just, you know, his stick work is so good. He's able to protect the ball, and then again, just a quick little burst to the middle, and he just whistled that past the keeper. Puts the Catbirds up 2-1. So you're a fan of the 93, 99? I know you're not in hockey for high school sports.
There should not be a 99 in any sport, in my opinion. 93, that's fine.
Well, what's your criteria difference between 93 and 9? Why shouldn't there be a 99, but there should be a 93?
You didn't seriously just
Well, because
ask me
I know,
that
because,
question.
yeah, but in any sport, I'm saying in any sport, I understand why there shouldn't be one in hockey, but why in any sport?
Because he was
sacred. It's
that
sacred?
Dominant a player.
Okay, no, I get it. I'm just curious why you thought in any sport.
I kind of felt that way about even when Sam Lom was wearing it as a softball player for the Cardinals.
So Daniil Hunter shouldn't wear 99, is what you're saying? I'll call him up and tell him. Maybe he'll change it in the offseason for you.
I can kind of let it slide for football linemen, only because they've always worn it, and because in a lot of situations they have 100 guys out there, so you gotta use every number.
Number 101.
But it's clearly it's a Gretzky thing.
No, I get it. I get that in hockey for sure.
Julian Packard trying to shoot, lost the handle, and then called for the foul along the back line. That is what you call a cross check.
Yeah. A lacrosse check.
A lacrosse check, and maybe a little embellishment. It's possible. Spencer weaving his way through, shoots low, misses wide, but Koval is quick to the back line to make sure his team maintains possession. Pass looking for Lewick was deflected, but it comes through to Spencer, and now Lewick on that right side, down low for Koval. Tucker Anderson battling along the end line for possession and called for the foul. Tucker Anderson, another one of those leading scorers for the Catbirds last year that has returned to the squad. Tucker had 12 goals last season. Andover an opportunity to try and set up. Will Bowden, his pass too high, and again, Andover without anyone in that X spot behind the net. The missed shot means a turnover, and that's just firing it downfield. I've learned that that is called a Gilman clear.
Ah.
Although, based on
Named after the great lacrosse player Isaac Gilman.
But based on some of the information that I found online when doing research that turned out to be wrong, maybe that's not correct. Don't know whether to trust my sources.
Wasn't that Bill and Ted's excellent book of lacrosse? Is that what?
Yes. So you've read it?
I did. I have. I wrote the foreword.
Caleb Bubba Weichel able to split through a couple of defenders, get to the other end, then had it hacked out of his stick. And that's going to be called a slash. And that'll give Andover the possession right back. So this was a penalty against Lewick. Means a man-up situation for the Huskies.
Yeah, you see Lewick on one knee on the sideline waiting for his opportunity to get back in when he's given the chance.
Huskies able to convert, get this game back to even with 4.5 minutes left in the opening quarter.
Jacob Pearson with the goal, and he just fired it from out in front. Put a lot on that one and is able to bounce it past Scramstead.
Max Walls plays it down low. This shot won't go for Koval, but Tucker Anderson rather, and he's able to get to the end line, make sure they maintain possession again. Lewick back up top for Spencer. He will get it back again from Packard. Played across for Anderson into the middle. Koval, a shot that misses wide. And good hustle by Lewick to get to that end line. Make sure they get another opportunity.
Yeah, he didn't get there by much, but he did get there in time. Yeah, it looked like a bench warning.
Yeah.
Andover coaches apparently getting under the skin of the officials early. Nice pass out front, but Koval not able to get the shot off. Well defended on the play out front. Donnelly able to get it back for Andover, trying to get away from Cardinal attackers or Catbird attackers. Weichel plays it up and out the end line, and doesn't matter who's closest. It's got to be a shot attempt. Goes out a pass, missed pass goes out of bounds. It's an automatic turnover. One of the few rules of this game that I actually understand.
I'm proud of you.
Again, haven't been at a game in 3 years.
Well, listen, we'll get there.
Or I guess I should say more than 2 years, because we did do games in 2019. Yeah. So not quite 3 years. Spencer trying to find a way in on the left side. Will circle around behind instead. Fake the pass to Lewick. Lost the handle as he went to shoot. And then called for the foul. Jermaine Davis was working his way down the sideline, had it knocked out of his cross. Jeebly tried to go back the other way, lost the handle, but able to recover and battle to get it back from Jacob Pearson. Those two in a scrum along the sidelines. And
the call's out of bounds. I believe Jeebly stepped on the line.
Pass off the end of the cross of Bubba Weichel and out of bounds. A turnover back to Coon Rapids. Scramstead waits for pressure to come, then the pass just out of the reach of Trent Burke. Burke trying to scoop. He's knocked to the turf. Back the other way comes Nathan Beberg. Beberg's pass too tall and out the end line. A turnover back to Coon Rapids.
Just running down towards the end of this first quarter, score tied at 2.
Pass skips away from Spencer, but he's able to poke it and then scoop it. He's on the run down the left side. Henry left, down for Lewick, back up top for Spencer. Spencer spins to his left, inside, a turning shot by Anderson. He's knocked to the turf, and the big save by Weichel.
Yeah, Weichel did a nice job of just staying in front of that and making sure he got his body on it.
Eppenberger tried to cut back, lost the handle, now moved ahead for Peterson. That pass rejected, scooped back up by Aaron Peterson. And now Zach Dickett will back up and reset the offense for Andover with just over 30 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. He had it taken away there by Dalen Sillavong. Sillavong can't find his way past midfield. Continues to battle. It's scooped up now by Henry Leff. Leff, long run to Koval. His shot didn't get off. It skipped out of his cross. Andover trying to get one more opportunity, a long shot. And the save just before the horn for Tommy Scramstad. So we will go to the first break with a 2-2 score. All knotted up, you're watching Boys High School Lacrosse live on CTN.
City code prohibits outdoor storage of things like building materials, auto parts, household items, scrap metal, garbage, and more. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
2-2 our score after the first quarter. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids has been able to get themselves a couple of leads, but Andover able to respond each and every time. Captain Henry Leff started the scoring just over 2 minutes in, but less than 45 seconds later, the Huskies answered. Bryce Weingartner scoring on a low shot. Blake Lewick firing just inside the right post to make it 2-1. And then it's even a little bit later by Jacob Pearson. A 2-2 score and pretty evenly matched through the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, both teams pretty competitive. You're right, definitely evenly matched. It's back and forth, and we'll see what the second quarter brings. But yeah, the way this game has started, it's definitely an even contest.
Well, and with lacrosse, it's all about possession, and good possession teams rarely share the ball. And we did not see either team just dominate in possession in that first quarter.
There's head coach Ian Pollard, head Catbird coach. I know you had an opportunity to talk to them.
I did. He's pretty excited. All the guys are pretty excited about the group they have. They have a lot of numbers out. They have a lot of seniors. And they feel pretty good about the talent that they have. And, it's a different situation, of course, because, it's only the second year of the co-op. But they talked about, this is definitely the most talent we've had in a long time. It's a little different, going back beyond before last year. They talk about the talent being just from that one school. And now they have two schools to draw from. That certainly helps. But we talked a lot about that, and it's something that both of these schools, in hockey, have struggled to keep pace with the elite teams in the Northwest Suburban because they just don't have the numbers,
correct,
especially at the youth levels, to feed a high school program to be competitive. With the Maple Groves, the Centennials, the Blaines, even the Andovers.
Yep.
And, it's the health of the youth program that really keeps the high school programs from being able to be competitive on the same level. And certainly I've seen that in hockey for years. And it's also a problem in lacrosse, and for lacrosse, the Coon Rapids Youth Lacrosse Program is no longer existent.
Right.
And they were hoping to get it restarted, and they just haven't had enough interest. And so the combination has really been a boon to both programs, and all these kids allowing them to continue to play a game they like. Leff getting his second of the game from a ways out. He just rocketed that one past Weichel to put Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids back in front, 3-2.
Yeah, a nice goal there. And go back to your point. I mean, you're right, though. So the feeder programs are so important in these schools. As you're going to see another look at that goal as he's able to wind up and fire. And, and they're hoping that, if this varsity team can be successful, that some of the younger kids will see that, and maybe some of that youth program will be revitalized, and an opportunity to get a feeder system not only in Coon Rapids, but Spring Lake Park as well.
Well, and again, it's still a relatively new high school sport. And again, a lot of the big teams in the Northwest Suburban are teams like Blaine and Centennial and Maple Grove that had lacrosse programs before it was a high school sport.
Correct.
And that, certainly helps with the health of the program. But all the guys just, I always enjoy, regardless of the sport, I always enjoy going out and talking to the kids about their sports. And one of the great things about this job is, high school sports, it's all about the love of the game. And, they all talked very highly about the program that they have this year and how excited they are, and their hopes for being able to step up and be a little more competitive with the Maple Groves and the Centennials. Long run for David Jeebley. Left side for Max Walls. Tried to get it inside to Tucker Anderson.
A good setup there for Walls, too. It just fired a little wide.
Lewick will get it back up top for Owen Spencer. Left side, Max Walls. Into the middle, bounces away from Koval and in where Weichel can get it scooped up. Long pass doesn't click, but comes all the way through for Tremaine Davis. And he gets it down low for Bubba Weichel. Into the middle, turn shot off the post for Jacob Pearson. And somehow Skramstad able to cover it up.
And just keep it out of the net because there was a Andover player right there.
Spencer spinning away from Bowden, gets inside, his shot deflected and went out the end line. A couple of catbirds along the end.
Well, look, now, this is a good chance by the Huskies. You can watch it's going to hit the post, and then it's going to come out and right in front of the net. And there's kind of a scramble for it, but
he got it in his hands.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Bryce Weingartner was right there,
Yep.
and he's probably asking the same thing. How did I not put that into the wide open net? But just couldn't get enough on it, and Skramstad able to somehow get it in his gloves. Koval bounces one just wide.
You know, the Cappers have had a couple of nice looks on the inside. They've put a few shots wide, but they're doing a good job of passing, finding guys in the middle, and getting that quick shot off.
Julian Packard looking for a lane. Works left side, draws a little more attention, bumped, gets down low. Tucker Anderson couldn't quite handle the pass. Koval there to try and help. It's scooped up, though, by Nathan Bieberg. Bieberg hassled by Koval. Anderson came over and bumped him off the ball. Slowed up and scooped. Koval couldn't control. It skips away from Eppenberg. Berger still loose. Packard, or Walls rather, with it. Walls cross. Lewick couldn't quite get it. It was a little high. Lewick able to scoop it up. Come back up top. Left. Fires another one. A big save by Weichel. Weichel lost the handle as he tried to clear. Poked at by the Huskies. Spencer couldn't scoop. He's took a hard hit.
Ooh. They're going to call that one every time.
Now, what you can do and what you can't do with your
cross.
stick is pretty interesting in this game, because you can hammer away at the cross, at the hands, but apparently that one was just too much because it came kind of across the body, and that's.
The officials took one of the crosses out of one of the Andover Husky players, and the two officials are kind of discussing now. The three officials kind of looking at it, not sure what.
They might be checking to make sure that it's legal, that it's the pocket's not too deep.
There's a video of someone from the high school. I don't
You do run through, I think, everybody's crosses at the beginning of the
they
contest
do. They
to
check
make sure those pockets aren't too deep. I'm going to guess that Coach Ken Weichel is probably related to Caleb Weichel, the freshman attacker, and the sophomore netminder Caden Weichel. Just an outside guess.
Just a guess.
Just a guess. Feeling pretty good about it. That's one question I might have to ask some lacrosse experts. What if the cross is determined to be, the pocket is determined to be too deep. Obviously, they can't use it. What if they don't have a backup? It's a problem. I mean, I'm certain that,
I'm sure they'd work it out.
And do you just trade crosses as you trade positions on the field? Like,
Yeah, that's possible.
Jacob Pearson moves it back near side for Weingartner. Weingartner left it off, and Knutson having trouble getting control. Well marked there by Sillavong. Wall's able to scoop on the run, and he's showing off some speed. They've got numbers as he gets in and getting whacked away. That comes free and scooped just wide by Tucker Anderson. And the Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids players a little late getting to that end line, so it will be a turnover. Just about midway through this second quarter.
Huskies trying to see if they can even it up. Trailing by a goal.
Parker Johnson's pass picked off by David Jeebley, and Jeebley taking a long run down the left wing. Ahead for Anderson, gets it into the middle. It got past Koval, scooped up by Lewick. Leff will play it to Lewick down deep on the right side, back up top. Spencer shoots and scores in a 2-goal lead for the Catbirds.
Yeah, and he scored from a nice angle too and just put it to that far corner of the net. Good opportunity there for the Catbirds. They go up by 2 now. Just does a nice job of putting it past Weichel.
First 2-goal lead of the evening. Home team has not trailed. Scooped up by Trent Burke. Burke runs down the left side, whacked at by Donnelly. Into the middle, whacked, swept toward the net, and it's going to go wide, and Weichel hustles down to make sure his team will get possession.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times tonight by both goalies able to hustle and make sure possession stays with their team.
Long pass. Bounces away, but recovered by Klein. His pass didn't click with Pearson down the sideline. Scooped up by Harkis. Harkis bobbling it. Continues to sweep it forward. Scooped up by Spencer on the run. He shakes off a bump. Tried to pass. Got it to Anderson, and Anderson scores.
That was a beautiful setup. I mean, Anderson's right there and able to just turn and fire. That puts the Catbirds up by 3 now. So just a really nice pass to find him there, and just turns and fires to that far side.
And now a 3-goal lead for the home squad. Just over 4 minutes to go in that first half. like I said, I just don't. I don't understand what is legal and what is not legal body contact. But Silovong just kind of ran into the guy from behind and just knocked him. Didn't quite knock him to the turf,
No,
but definitely knocked him off the ball. To me, that should be legal. I don't know.
I would think so too, but what do we know?
Not a whole lot.
Not a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Very little, in fact.
Yeah.
Although I will say the rules, at least in boys lacrosse, make far more sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And in my humble opinion, girls lacrosse, the rules in girls lacrosse give more refs discretion than any other sport that I know of. Tucker Anderson trying to run around the corner, had it knocked free by Bieberg. Able to regain it along the end line, takes a couple of whacks, gets it to Lewick. Lewick loads up, fires wide, but Koval is there to make sure that SLPCR gets to try again.
Well, the Huskies have to realize when Lewick has that ball in his cross, he is so dangerous. Obviously, witnessed but 51 goals a season ago, and just missed that one wide.
Spinning is Spencer, fakes a pass, shoots, and scores. His second. And he has had 2 goals and an assist in just about 2 minutes to really open up the lead.
Yeah, and you give credit to the Catbirds. They're doing a really nice job of controlling the action here and also making opportunities count.
It's not, I can't imagine it's easy to fake the pass like that. But, if you spend enough time working with it, you learn how to control the ball in the cross.
Well, and that's the thing.
That little fake
got him the opportunity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Allowed him to slip past the defender and get his second of the contest. And 4 unanswered goals in this second quarter for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Has them with a 6-2 lead. Just under 3 minutes to go in the second. Puck bounces free, but then scooped back up by Max Walls. Walls to Anderson. Anderson fires wide. And SLPCR in good position to maintain possession.
And again, doing a good job of controlling the action down in the Husky end.
Shot goes wide for Packard, but again, in good position, and that's what we talked about right after the first quarter is neither team was able to dominate possession.
Right.
And here in the second quarter, different story. Coon Rapids getting good possessions, getting good looks, but also making sure that when they miss the net, they're closest when it goes out to make sure they get the ball right back. Pass just out of the reach of Donnelly and out of bounds. A turnover back to SLPCR.
Just under 2 minutes remaining in this opening half.
Walls looking for room, lost the handle as he went to shoot. Anderson plays it toward the net, but able to scoop it up was Caden Weichel. Bubba Weichel shoots and scores, and at least able to stop the bleeding a little bit for the Huskies.
Well, they needed that with a minute 39 remaining in the half. They obviously want to draw closer to the Catbirds, and there again a big goal by the Huskies, able to stop the momentum for a little bit from the Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids squad.
A little frustration from the netminder, Tommy Skramstad. Thought he should have had that one maybe. Skramstad just a freshman. Weichel down behind the goal line. Will try and bring it back up. Meets a lot of resistance. Pressured there by Jeebly. Sillavong there to pressure as well. Near side, his shot goes long, but Andover in good position this time to make sure they get another opportunity.
And now with a minute left in the half, they would definitely like to get another tally here before the break.
Weichel shoots, save made by Skramstad, recovered by the Huskies. That pass doesn't click. Race for the loose ball, scooped up momentarily by Burke. Still loose, comes free. Quinn Knutson got it scooped up, but then had it knocked out of his cross and got tripped up at the same time. And we have a timeout. 40 seconds to go. There's another look at it.
So Coach Pollard has to be pretty pleased with where the score is here as we approach the halftime break.
And especially the way that his team has been able to control the
Yep.
action here in this second quarter. But definitely want to make sure they keep at least a 3-goal lead for the next 40 seconds, get to the halftime. And then hopefully come out and do the same in quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is their first game, and they would like to, especially on your home field, like to get the first win of the season right off the bat.
Just 2 games, 2 of their home games here all season long.
Right.
Tonight and then May 9th. Both will be double headers with the girls. Not quite sure how that all works out, because they will play 4 of their 6 home games over at Spring Lake Park, just 2 here at Coon Rapids. Although I got to say, I'm a fan of the stadium over at Spring Lake Park. I really like the way it's laid out with the school horseshoe kind of going all the way around it. It's great atmosphere. And they, of course, have had turf over there for
quite a while.
Yeah. Andover trying to cut into that lead a little bit more before the break. Shot from up high, and Skramstad comes up with a big save. Down to the final 10 seconds. Skramstad fires it up near midfield. Tucker Anderson can't get control of it, but that should take us to the half. A big second quarter for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. They go to the half up 6-3. You're watching Boys High School Lacrosse live on CTN.
Did you know properties are required to have garbage and recycling service with a licensed hauler? On Collection Day, place your carts 2 feet behind the curb. Collection containers should not be placed in the street. And don't forget, containers are not allowed at the curb on non-collection days. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Back at the Cardinal Sports Complex, SLPCR, a 6-3 lead as we reach the half, and really just a strong second quarter for the home team. It was 2-2 after the first, and they scored 4 unanswered. Owen Spencer, one of their captains, coming up big with a couple of goals and an assist. Huge save right there by Tommy Skramstad. But Spencer with 2 goals and an assist in a period of about 2 minutes. Great finish there by Tucker Anderson, getting his first of the game and the season, as this is the season opener. Andover got one late to make it a 6-3 game.
You see it there. That was a big one for the Huskies because they really needed that.
Yeah, they did, absolutely.
Yeah. Now that you come back and it's you start this second half trail. If you're Andover trailing 6-3, get an opportunity to come in here and see if they can get something cooking right away and see if they can continue to cut into the Catbird lead.
Beware the Catbirds. And for Andover, again, they came into this 0-2 on the season for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. This is their season opener. If you're Andover, you need to have a strong third quarter.
Yes. Well, you want to come out and score first here.
Well, you have to have the kind of quarter that SLPCR had in the second.
Correct.
And see if you can, get it back to even or better before that fourth quarter. But if you're SLPCR, I think Coach Pollard, talking to the boys at the half, said, that was a great quarter. Let's go out and do it again. Their possessions were very good. That's the best possession quarter that we've seen out of either of these teams yet. And just did a nice job of generating opportunities for themselves and then making sure when they didn't hit the mark that they were able to get the ball right back.
And Andover just trying to be patient here and try and set something up, because they know as well as we talk about that getting that first goal here in the third quarter would be huge for them.
Bryce Weingartner plays it across for Jacob Pearson. Bobbled on the far side by Seymour. That pass didn't quite work, but scooped up by Bowden in close. That one kicked away. Scooped up by David Jeebley. Jeebley will find some room. This pass kind of spun Sillavong around. Jeebley just scoops it back up and takes it on the run. And I'll tell you, I don't know a lot about lacrosse. I'm never going to pretend that I do. But if I've got someone that I want to run the ball from one end to the other,
it's David Jeebley,
number 2.
Yeah.
If you could, please, because the kid's got some speed.
Yes.
He's got good eyes. Blanking on the stud soccer player for Coon Rapids. We watched him in one game go end-to-end in soccer. He could definitely do the same. It's going to bug me.
I'll think of it, too.
I'll think of it about a half hour after this game's over.
Once you get into bed and, oh, yeah.
It's usually a comment that gets Neil Highlights Hennen to remind me.
He usually knows all that, but
I apologize to Hennen for making him think.
Yeah, his head hurts.
Spencer fires hard, misses wide.
Eugen Harmon.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job.
It just came. I knew it would come to me. I knew there was an H, and I just trying to think.
Well, and I was looking at Owen Spencer because Eugen Harmon also wore number 1.
Yep.
And I was thinking, I didn't know he's number 1. And I know that it might have even been against Andover. Or it was Andover. It might have been Anoka.
Yeah.
But there was one game we did in the fall where he went one end to the other, outran the entire other team, and then scored and made it, look like it was easy, which obviously it wouldn't.
It looked easy for him, though.
Andover resetting the offense. Good passing. Tried to get it out front. Well defended in the middle. Still loose.
Getting mugged.
But it's legal.
I know, it's
so
great.
You might as
I love
well.
it.
You should. You should, I mean, do what's legal. Run them off. Jeebly scoops it up, gets it to Spencer. Spencer has some wheels as well and get into the front half of the field. Withstand a little bump, cut back across. And now gets it across to Walls. Koval fires it off the crossbar. And that will bounce out and it's headed for the highway. Old Judas Priest reference.
Yeah.
Walls up top. Henry left now. Left, a little stutter step, finds some room, dumps it down low. Lewick out front, shoots and scores.
Yeah, I mean, when you get
and
him.
then gets tackled.
Oh.
And then gets his man back. We got flags going everywhere.
Well, there goes. Always the second guy is going to get the call. He took a. Let's see what.
You can't really see on the follow through that. Should see it from here.
From this angle.
After the shot scored and then kind of got tackled.
Yeah, I don't think.
Retaliated.
Yeah, and one who retaliates gets the call typically.
Second of the game for Lewick. It's also his second penalty of the game. Had a nice time chatting with Blake at practice yesterday after, obviously we did the interview, but then afterwards I spent some time just chatting a little bit about his plans for next year and, talking a lot about hockey and the upcoming NHL playoffs. And, after a couple of minutes, I'm like, you probably should go back to practice because I could talk about hockey all night. He said, yeah, I could too. But it was a nice conversation. Good athlete. He's got a couple of goals, and the Catbirds back to a 4-goal lead at 7-3.
And that's a big goal for the Catbirds too, because it gives them a little more momentum, pushes them back to a 4-goal lead. And now there's another flag, and that's on Andover, I believe,
against the coach.
Yeah,
Coach Weichel.
They teed him up.
Still yelling from a ways away. That's and he's been ejected.
He's been ejected. They tossed him. Must have said something bad about the official's attire.
Well,
nice shoes.
I'm not sure. They might have just given this game to the Cardinals. I mean, do they do that? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Or is this just a timeout? Tell me this is a timeout.
It's got to be.
Okay.
It's got to be a timeout.
Like, because the Cardinals the Catbirds all started cheering, and then everybody started coming off the field.
Take your cross and go home.
I mean, I couldn't imagine. I've never heard of any sport where they said, outside of the championship game in the Federal League and the movie Slapshot, where the refs just said, that's it. We're not going to. Game's over. So I'm not. And Weichel had received a warning from the officials
earlier,
in the first half.
Maybe that's why he got the.
And not sure exactly what it was he said, but clearly something that didn't sit well with the guys in stripes.
Nope.
And he was directed to leave, and Lewick will still have that penalty, I assume.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
But then do the Huskies also go a player down because of the unsportsmanlike on a coach? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But and my guess is that everything that's happening here over the last minute and a half or so is not very typical of
what takes
Lacrosse.
place. No.
But just interesting.
we'll get things straightened out. And
I mean, they
get this
do have
going
a
again.
couple of. They do have. Andover does have a couple of guys near the penalty area, but the penalty area not really clearly marked. But they only have 4 guys, 5, 6, 7 out there. So plus the goaltender, so they're man down. Long shot by Spencer, misses wide. SLPCR is in position to keep possession. Harry Koval back up top. Spencer to Koval. Back to Spencer. He'll have to regather it. Tucker Anderson backs away. His pass deflected and
a great play.
Taken away, and then a good bump by Spencer, and Spencer is tripped. So that'll be another penalty. Henry left a little slow to get up and limping a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
He's a big part of this squad.
A good hit there. And you just can't do that in most sports.
Right.
Long shot, misses wide for Spencer. Just keeping an eye. Lewick still in the penalty area, as is Cole Jensen and Luke Sims for Andover. That pass doesn't click. That'll be a turnover. One man returning for Andover, so they are now both one man down, I think.
Your best Sora educated guess.
Or uneducated guess. It's not a lot of education in this brain.
Practicing?
Well, they each have 8 out there plus goaltenders, so both are one down. We got a flag, but an Andover goal. And that will wave the flag off. Andover again cuts back to a 3-goal lead.
Again, they want to stay in striking distance here. A little under 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Again, just a good job of going after that loose ball and then firing it, getting that bounce into the back of the net.
Freshman Bubba Weichel netting his second of the game. Spencer running through a couple of stick checks. Shot by Koval was blocked out front. Still loose in front of Weichel. Swept toward the net, but Weichel able to get it in the basket. And back upfield for Caleb Weichel. Weichel staying out of the poke check reach of David Giebley. Plays it back up top for Jacob Pearson. Lewick started to return to the field and then came back off, and now we'll head back in.
Oh, they certainly need him out there.
Weichel waits for the defense to come, and Wall's pressuring him. He's able to get around. Moves it to Pearson, back to Weichel. Weichel finds his way in, a shot, he's got his third.
Yeah, and again, now you're down by 2, and you're starting to get a little momentum, where the Catbirds, for the most part of this contest, have had that momentum, and all of a sudden you get a couple of goals and it cut into this lead again. You play with a little more intensity.
That comes in a one-man down situation as Coon Rapids Spring Lake Park still has the one-man advantage out there.
Well, the Catbirds going to in the frame of mind, well, we need to get a goal back here and try and increase our lead back.
Yeah, I guess you just change crosses because it looks like Owen Spencer broke the head of his cross and came back and got a new one. Delayed penalty coming up against Spring Lake Park, or against Andover rather. Luick shoots and scores. So that will waive off the penalty. There was a flag on the field.
Oh, there again, now Luick comes back in, he gets another goal and pushes that lead back to 3 with a little under 5 minutes in the third.
His third of the contest. As the pace has definitely slowed here in the third quarter. The penalty certainly played a part in that. Or maybe Spencer just switches crosses. He's got one for doing face-offs, and then after doing the face-off, he came over again and switched crosses. Assuming the face-off cross has a stiffer head and makes it easier to gain control of it on the ground. I don't know. Shot from a low angle by Luick goes wide, and SLPCR will maintain possession.
Again, Luick doing a nice job again out front, but just as it pushes it wide. But I know Andover knows they need to make sure they know where he is.
Luick shoots and went off of a defender out front and ends up wide. Fake pass, and then out front for his third is Owen Spencer.
Yep,
he's got a pretty good fake.
He does, and now that lead is 4 goals again. And that after a couple of tallies from the Huskies, the Catbirds come back and push that lead right back to 4.
So their 2 leading scorers from a year ago and 2 of their 3 senior captains each have 3 in the contest. And they have the 9-5 lead. Still a little more than 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Big hit in the middle of the field. Scooped up by Bubba Weichel. Matt's, was it Dylan Silvang, I think, that laid the hit?
Yeah.
Shot from a ways out by Weichel. The save was made. Bouncing ball recovered by Skramstad.
David Jeebley just couldn't catch that one. Not happy with himself, causing the turnover.
Shot from a ways out, goes wide for Pearson. Huskies in position to keep it. Weichel trying to center. That was deflected by Jeebley. Jeebley can't scoop. Weichel can. Weichel out front, shoots. Scramstad a save. And then able to gain possession and fire downfield.
A nice save by Scramstad as he's able to get his body in front of it.
Bowden bumped to the ground. That has flags flying all over the field, but he's able to get back up. Gain possession. A shot. Scramstad took that one in the chest to make the save. And goalies are weird regardless of the sport.
Exactly. You would know.
I would.
Yeah, you would know.
Goalies are strange. Lacrosse goalies are also a little crazy.
Yeah. You're saying you have to be a little crazy to play lacrosse goalie?
I think so. I mean, those they don't wear a ton of pads,
No.
and that
You take one off the knee.
or the chest or the thigh or
Yeah.
any part of the body
Yeah.
that is not bad. It's that lacrosse balls are hard.
Yeah.
And they can fire them pretty good.
Yeah, they move.
That pass doesn't click.
Another flag. That was unnecessary.
Well, and it's unfortunate because it was a bad pass. It
Yeah.
would have been a turnover to
That's
Spring
what I'm
Lake
saying,
Park,
yeah.
Coon Rapids, and instead because of the hit, the ball re-awarded to Andover. I missed it. Harry Koval get a? He's near that that
No.
penalty box
No, it's
area. Yeah, they've got two penalties. There are two men down. Is David Jeebley,
yep.
the more recent one. Dirty Harry in the penalty box. Good position down low and a goal for the Huskies, cutting back into this lead once more. This is Rockwell Seymour on the score.
Again, just Andover trying just to keep it close. A nice job. That's low. That shot was low. Not much Scram's got to do about it. That finds that corner of the net. A little over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Weichel able to win the draw for the Huskies, get him right back on the offensive end. Scooped up by Burke. Burke trying to find a way to get out of the defensive end. Getting through a lot of contact.
Pounding.
Leaves it back for Spencer. Spencer with some open room will run downfield. Burke off the field and a little shaken up. He's over on the bench, grabbing at his elbow after all that contact, being talked to by trainer Jeremy Shepard. Certainly hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Bailey Pfeiffer moves it ahead for Weingartner. Weingartner gets it to Peterson. Peterson is shot from a ways out. Scramstad another big save.
Yeah, he's had a nice net day in nets or night in nets so far.
Anderson trying to get it to Koval, just out of his reach. Weichel scoops it up along the back line, pressured by Koval. Fires it long upfield. Slowed but not stopped by Max Walls, and Weichel has it, trying to stay away from David Jeebley. Spins back to the middle. Flips it up high, low angle shot, but into the back of the net for Rockwell. Seymour, his second.
Yeah, and again, it cuts it back down to 2 again. You know, the Catbirds got it back to 4, and now Huskies doing a good job with 31 seconds remaining in the third quarter of getting that down to 2, and then, it gives them an opportunity if this score remains the same going into the fourth, down by 2. They have an opportunity to fight back in this contest.
Very low angle, but enough of an angle, and Seymour able to bury it as the defender started to cheat towards the ball a little bit to give some support, knowing that while Bubba Weichel, just a freshman, he's clearly shown that he's a dangerous attacker for the Huskies. Burke back out there, so that's a good sign for SLPCR. Burke cutting his way out front, lost the handle. This one just fired back downfield. Stopped up by Jeebley. Jeebley will turn it around for the Catbirds, and the Catbirds are offside. It's the danger when you get the long stick middies going, trying to get in on the attack. You got to have someone stay back. Try to get it to Seymour again. Good stick there by Walker Zeman. Another one of the senior captains keeping that pass from getting through and getting us to the third intermission. After 3 quarters, it's Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids 9, Andover 7. You're watching Boys High School Lacrosse live on CTN.
Did you know Coon Rapids has a city code regulating the height of your grass? Grass and weeds must be kept under 8 inches high. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Back at the Cardinal Sports Complex. It's a tight one. It's the season opener for Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They have not trailed in this contest, but they have not been able to pull away the way they had hoped. A couple of times they have built that lead up to 4, but Andover has been able to answer each and every time. Owen Spencer and Blake Lewick, the two of the senior captains, have been outstanding, 3 goals each. But Andover able to rally each and every time. Seymour Rockwell, the last 2 goals of that third quarter that got it back to a 2-goal lead. So really going into the final 12 minutes, it's anybody's game out.
It really is, and and Andover's got to feel pretty good about the fact that they cut that lead back to 2. So I think coming out here, Andover's going to just really press and see if they can get that first goal here in the third period and really put the pressure on the Catbirds.
Well, in a penalty-filled third quarter that saw Andover's coach ejected.
Got tossed.
And here we are starting the fourth quarter. And right after his ejection, Andover went out and scored a couple. So, there's a... I don't know that was necessarily Coach Weichel's intention, but as a coach, getting tossed, it often has a motivating factor, and it certainly has. And it's been an entertaining back and forth contest. Coon Rapids, Spring Lake Park, second quarter, really pretty much able to control that second quarter. But outside of that, it's been back and forth. Lewick, an early one, fires it home, his 4th of the night. And it's a 10-7 lead.
And that's a big goal because now he does push it to 3, and they do score first here in the fourth quarter. So they try and build that lead up. But Jeebly with a nice job of feeding it to him, and then the quick fire by Lewick. And tough to stop that one.
Well, number 29 in both jerseys having big games. Number 1 in both jerseys having big games. Interception there by Zeman, but couldn't keep control. Able to get it back and play it back to Skramstad, and Skramstad looks, waits, takes his time, will bring it out. That pass doesn't quite click with Jensen. Seymour plays it back up top for Pearson. And while they trail, no need for any added urgency, really. Still plenty of time.
Oh yeah, definitely. 10.5 minutes, plenty of time.
But we have not seen, they have trailed since early in the second quarter. Last time we saw it tied was at 2-2 late in the first. Weichel will bring it back up top, reset the offense. And now Charge, try and take Jeebly, passes into the middle. Came back to Weichel, and then he lost the handle. Still battling for it, able to scoop it up. Go behind his pass. Out of the reach of Seymour, ends up out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover back to SLPCR.
Yeah, they tried to track it down, but just couldn't get there in time.
Spencer running with it, gets it to Lewick. Lewick looking backdoor, and Anderson tried to just quick redirect and couldn't quite control it. That one just put into a bad spot, loose ball. That one bounced wide by Packard. Yeah, they gave him a golden opportunity as they just kind of bounced that one to him with open room toward the net.
Yeah, that definitely was a good chance to score another goal. They'd love to be able to push that lead back to 4.
Lewick gets around, shoots, and scores.
And they do. Again, Lewick seems to be so automatic when he gets a good chance in front of the net, or even from a nice angle. He's got such a good shot.
It's his 5th of the game.
They've got 11-7 now. I mean, again, just a great job. And when he gets that opportunity, he doesn't miss too often.
Able to fight off that stick check, keep control, and bury it. By the way, Fogo, unlike FOMO, Fogo is face-off get-off.
Gotcha.
That part of my research, I'm pretty sure, is solid. This one bounced, trying to get it to the attacker at the back door, I think. which was Seymour. Spencer just comes in, scoops it up, runs through contact, and just gets it back out to center. I'm not sure what the whistle was for, but Andover awarded the ball. But it may have been for warding. That I found another piece of information I found very interesting. You are not allowed to use your free hand to ward off stick checks, which seems to me to be...
I think you'd be able to, wouldn't you?
I would think so. I mean, it's... Seems like it's only fair if they can just whack away at your stick with theirs. You should be able to protect your stick with your free hand, but that is not allowed. Cole Jensen trying to play it forward and was out of the reach of Bowden, ends up out the end line.
So
see, and I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe if you
you
extend your arm, maybe that's when they call it. But nonetheless, they called it.
And again, my lacrosse knowledge can fit in a thimble and still leave room. So
I always thought warding was something you found in Leave It to Beaver.
Spencer trying to weave through, then tried to get it down low to Tucker Anderson. He's tackled. And there's the call.
Yep.
And what the difference is between a legal and a illegal body check, I don't get.
I'm not sure either. Maybe if you
Spencer
leave your feet.
A long shot and misses, but again, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids set up well, make sure they maintain possession.
6.5 minutes remaining, and the Catbirds holding that 4-goal lead back.
It's as large a lead as they have had all game, but again, they have not trailed. Andover was able to erase 1-0 and 2-1 leads in that first quarter. Got it back tied late in the first quarter, but then after a really strong second quarter, it's been all Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids ever since. Pressure continuing from Julian Packard. Got some pats on the back from his team, despite the fact that he was whistled for the foul. Keep that pressure on.
Be aggressive, absolutely.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times where the play is slowed down and guys are able to just kind of redirect things, and but for the most part, it's been an up-tempo game. Low to high shot for Pearson was nowhere close.
Sent that to the road.
Huskies will get it to Pearson back up top. Work in the perimeter. Weichel far side. It's a nice game. Pretty impressive player, especially when you consider just a freshman. For him to not only, be a big factor in the scoring, but you can tell a leader of that offense at such a young age. And that will definitely be good things for the Huskies for years to come.
Oh, absolutely. You get those young kids. We always talk about it, young kids that play at varsity level get a great opportunity to continue to learn another flag.
Seymour dangling, draws the foul. Huskies an opportunity to finish their scoring opportunity. And as the Catbirds gain control, the whistle is blown. Hudson Jensen, the guilty party, will mean Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids is a man down for the next minute. Seymour fires, another huge save by Tommy Scramstead.
He's really come up big here.
Speaking of freshmen having big games.
You know, Scramstead just, again, just that fire from point blank, and he's able to catch it off the bounce.
Long run for Will Bowden. Trying to feed it in down low. Seymour able to recover it off the turf. Now lost it. Pass out front. Beautiful. And a quick goal for Bowden.
And again, they needed that. That cuts it down to 3 with 3:30 remaining. Again, just a beautiful pass to set them up.
Good feed. Bowden left unattended or not attended closely enough. So the Huskies able to take advantage of the man-up situation. Now the Catbirds called for a trip. You know, with how they switch on the fly and how many guys there are on the field, it's amazing to me that the officials can keep up with making sure that they have the right number of guys on the field. And obviously, you know, once they're inside the box and you can only, you got six guys inside, you can't have more than 6 or 6 plus the goalie. You can body check, but not too aggressively. I don't get that part. But again, my research somewhat inconclusive of the rules. Shot through traffic, hit someone out front. Catbirds trying to scoop. One of the Huskies players lost his cross. Not even sure where it went. Oh, there it is.
Where'd it go? 2:43 remaining in this contest, at least in regulation.
Oh, there he said it.
Yeah, I know.
Is there a Burlingame or a
no, there is not.
Millington on the crew tonight?
There's not.
2:43, and but we've seen in this game you can definitely score in bunches.
You definitely can.
Because it's, as we've talked about, it's such a huge possession game. And outside of that second quarter when Coon Rapids as Spring Lake Park was able to really do a great job of maintaining possession, it's really been back and forth. Two pretty evenly matched teams.
Well, the Catbirds certainly, as we talked about all game, have been in the lead for the majority of for all the contest actually, and so this is an opportunity for them with 2:43 remaining to see if they can hang on or increase their lead.
Well, in crunch time is when you have to be able to, if you're the Cardinal or if you're the Catbirds, be able to close things out.
Absolutely.
But you know, as the Huskies, we talked about 0-2 in 2 games against really good teams where they weren't close at the end.
Right.
You know, here's an opportunity for them. This is where you got to dig deep and be able to string together a couple of goals. And Spencer, really nice contest for him here tonight. Even though he has not scored as many as Blake Lewick, I think Spencer's contributions maybe even more important because he does play at both ends and has been a big part of transitioning, helping get it out of the defensive end and down to the offensive end. Helped kickstart the scoring in that second quarter, and then has helped get the ball to Lewick and let him finish here in the second half.
You know how important it was for the Catbirds after they got Huskies narrowed the margin to 2 to go back up again by 4.
Well, and at this point, playing solid defense, but this is most important possession of the game for Andover, and a bad pass is a turnover.
And that's a huge turnover.
And so now with the lead and just under 2 minutes to go, a huge possession for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, because if they can just keep the Huskies bottled up, they can start their season with a win. Spencer circles away. And I don't know if they were offside, and they were.
And that hurts them too, because they had an opportunity to go down and control the clock.
Weichel trying to force his way through, got it to Seymour, back up top. Pearson, a shot that bounces up over the cage. And Andover will get another chance, just under 90 seconds to go. You can see it's spring in Minnesota. You can only see your breath a little.
That's how you know it's starting to get warm. When the icicles melt from the tip of your nose, you know it's starting to get to short weather.
Long shot goes wide out the end line, but Weichel is back there. We talked earlier about they were supposed to open the season last Thursday, but the wind chills led to a decision to postpone. It has not been a perfect spring by any stretch of the imagination. Weichel's shot over the top, and then one for Bowden just misses wide, and it's scooped up by Scramstead. Under a minute to go. We'll give and go, and Scramstead fires it downfield. Lewick forcing the action, staying with it. But, at this point, 4 years ago, there was almost 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah, that is true. So you just never know.
And that's something I don't think I'll ever forget.
Yep.
That in the spring of 2018, we had 2, I think, 16-inch snowfalls right in the middle of the month. And I am only aware of that because it led to one young man in the Coon Rapids Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse trying to catch a baseball with his nose. Didn't work well.
You shared that memory.
Yeah, it was just a couple days ago.
Yep.
On Monday.
And never good to try and stop a ball with your nose.
No. And the best part of that story is he took it off the nose, he turned around and kind of shook his head, and he turned around. He said, "No, I'm all right. And everyone looked at him and said, "No, you're not."
You may think you're okay, but
But hey, you know, scars give you character.
Absolutely.
And he's got a nice one on the bridge of his nose that'll be there.
Yeah, it's a remembrance from that
Yeah.
day. Remember that time you took one in the nose? Well, yeah.
37 seconds remaining in this contest, and it's not impossible for Andover to score 3 times in 37 seconds, but especially
Probably not
without
gonna
possession, highly unlikely. So we'll see what the Catbirds decide to do, if they just want to kind of play keep away and just pass it around in the offensive end. Oh, great feed out front, and Koval finishes.
And that'll seal it.
So the answer is no. They didn't want to just play keep away. They wanted to add to it. Great feed, and Harry Koval slashing through the middle gets his first of the season.
Yeah, beautiful pass, as you mentioned.
Blake Lewick
Got an assist.
picking up the assist. Makes it 12-8 with 24 seconds to go, and as you mentioned, it pretty much sealed the deal.
Yeah.
And that is exactly how the Catbirds wanted to start the season. They knew coming in, you know, they only had 3 wins last year. One of them was against this Andover team. They come into this season feeling really good about the squad they've got. They return their top 4 scorers from last season. They have a senior-dominated lineup with a lot of talent. You know, they really are eager to see what this team will be able to achieve.
Yeah.
And coming out here, you know, being able to start against an Andover versus, you know, starting against a Maple Grove or a Centennial is an opportunity. And they took advantage. And they are going to start with the win as we get to the buzzer. The Catbirds will win this one 12-8.
Yeah, and a nice win to start the season for them. And, you know, and again, they were in control from start to finish. And just when Andover cut the lead, they built it back up. And so it was a nice win for the Catbirds.
Yeah, never trailed in the contest. Nope. And you know, it was tied 2-2 after the first. And then 4 unanswered for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids in the second quarter. And after that, it was never closer than a 2-goal margin.
No, so nice to see a victory from the guys here to start their season. That it's a long one, and it's just hopefully the first of many wins for the Catbirds.
Well, it's been a slow start to everyone's spring season due to the weather. We're hoping the weather will cooperate moving forward. We should be at the softball field here at the sports complex on Thursday. Get our first look at the Cardinals softball team as they host the Armstrong Falcons. We'll see the boys baseball team on Saturday as they take on Bemidji, and then boys tennis next week on Thursday against Spring Lake Park. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, it's Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids 12, Andover 8. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro and the man at the controls, Neil Highlight Tennant, I'm Joe Young. Say goodnight.